Hi, boys and girls. Remember yesterday we read our book, Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type? Do y'all remember?
Yes.
Was a fun book, right?
Yes.
Can y'all tell me like a little bit of it? What happened at the beginning of the book? Jennifer.
The cows had the typewriter.
Okay. Okay, and then what happened, Nayeli?
They wanted stuff.
They wanted stuff. What kind of stuff did they want, Jennifer?
They wanted blankets.
Blankets. What did the farmer say?
No.
No. What happened after the farmer said no?
The cow said that the chickens wanted blankets.
Okay, then what happened, Nayeli?
No more eggs and milk.
No more eggs and milk. Okay, so the reason I'm asking you this about the book is we wanted to refresh our minds about the book, because today we are learning 4 new parts of a book. The first one is the setting, the second is the character, the problem, and solution. It is important for you to know each part of the book to understand the story. Not only the story, but when you read a paragraph, you need to know the setting, the character, the problem, and the solution. Okay, so just out of your minds, just tell me, raise your hand and tell me if you know what the setting of a story is. Raise your hand if you know. Nayeli?
Where the animals live.
Where the animals live. You're talking about the story that we just read. But just in any other story, let me know. Any one of y'all, raise your hands. That was good, Nayeli. That's very good because you're thinking about our book that we read yesterday. But I want y'all to tell me what the word setting means.
A place.
A place where the story took place. So y'all were pretty close. Nayeli, you said where the farm, yes, because that's the story. But in any story, the setting is where the story takes place. And we need to know that in order to understand the story. The next part is character. What is a character in a story? Raise your hands if you know what a character is. Nayeli.
A person or animal.
A person or animal. Okay. And I think you still in your mind have the book. Well, that's good because you remember the book. I am so proud of you, Nayeli. You're doing such a good job. Okay, let me tell y'all what character means. The character is the main person, animal, or the thing in the story. It's actually what the story is talking about. The person that's the main person that's the main person in the book, the one that the story is talking about, that's actually going to make the whole story happen. Okay, so problem. Raise your hands if you know problem. Jennifer?
What's the bad part in the story?
The bad part in the story. Good job, Jennifer. So, the conflict. What is wrong in the story? So that's the problem. In our story that we read yesterday, what was the problem in this story, there was a problem for who? For the cows and the chickens. And then the farmer had a big problem. And Jennifer told us earlier that the problem for the farmer was that he wasn't going to have any milk or eggs because he wouldn't give the chickens the blankets. Okay? And the cows the blankets. So we figured out that problem is the conflict in a story, any story that we read. Okay? Solution. What does solution mean? Raise your hand if you know what solution means. Jennifer?
How something got fixed.
How something got fixed. Very good, Jennifer. I like that. And actually, yes, solution is how something got fixed in the story. And who usually fixes the problem in the story? Nayeli?
The character.
The character. So the setting is the place where the story happens. The character is the main person or animal, and then they have a problem. The story has a problem, and then there's always a solution, and we're saying that the character usually fixes the problem. and comes up with a solution. So we went over the main parts of a story. Remember? Setting, character, problem, and solution. Now let's repeat it together. Setting, character, problem, solution. Setting is, what is setting?
Where the story takes place.
Good job. Character. What's the character?
The main person, animal, or thing in the story.
Good job, boys and girls. Problem.
The conflict in the story.
The conflict in the story, or what's wrong in the story. Very good. We could just say what's wrong in the story. The solution. Let's say solution together.
Solution.
What is solution?
How did it get fixed?
Very good. Now we're going to use a graphic organizer that I made for y'all so we can figure out these parts in the story of our book. Okay, so the title of the book, I don't want to write it down because I want to reuse this again with another books. Okay, so setting. Raise your hand if you know what the setting was in our story that we read. What was the setting in our story? Nayeli?
The barn.
The barn. Okay, Nayeli, do you want to come up here and write the word barn under setting? Here, Nayeli. Good job, Nayeli. Okay, so we found out that the setting of our story that we read yesterday was the barn. Okay, so that's where everything happened, in the barn. Okay, so who were the characters in this story? Raise your hand, Jennifer. Who were the characters? The cows. Okay, they were the main characters with someone else. Who was another one in the story? Who else was very important in the story? Who had a big problem? Nayeli?
Farmer.
The farmer, yes, the farmer. Anybody want to come over here and write down the characters? Jennifer? Good job, Jennifer. So the next part is problem. What was the problem in our story? What was the problem? Nayeli?
No milk and no eggs.
No milk or no eggs. The chickens were like, we're not giving no eggs. And the cow said, we're not giving milk. Because they wanted blankets. So they asked the farmer for those things. Nayeli, you want to come and write down what the problem of our story was? Good job, Nayeli. So we said the problem was no milk, no eggs. The solution. What was the solution of this story? This story that we read. What was Jennifer?
The farmer got them the blankets.
The farmer got them the blanket. So that fixed the problem. Okay, so let's very good, Jennifer. So we figure out the 4 parts of how to figure out and understand a book, the reading in a story. So that can help us, the setting, the character, the problem, and the solution. Now, you're going back to your desk and you're making your own graphic organizer of your own story. We're not using this story because we already did this together. So you're making up your own story. You're writing down your story. It could be 1 paragraph, a short story. You will write down your own story. I can give you an example. For example, let's say it's your birthday and you don't have a cake. That's a problem for who? Nayeli.
Me.
You. So you would be the character in this story. In this story, you will be the character. Okay, so then you will find out, you would let us know where the setting will be, what the character, who the character, which you said it would be you, the problem, and then your problem would be what, Nayeli?
I can't blow my candles.
Okay, and then you will find the solution. Jennifer, do you have an idea of a story that you want to think about it, or?
Maybe I was trying to go to the beach, but our car broke down.
That's such a good story, Jenny. Wow, I love it. See, now you both can go back to your desk and start making your own story. First, you will write it on another piece of paper, okay? And then you can break it down by setting character, problem, and solution. And you can come back and look at this. You can sit by the carpet and write it down, or I can put this closer to you. You just let me know, okay? And then you can draw and color it, do whatever you want. After y'all are finished, I'm giving you 20 minutes. I'm putting the timer, 20 minutes, and then we're going to look through them. We're going to share with the class our stories, okay? Good job. Y'all can go back to your desk. Thank you so much.